Hello and welcome to the Yorkshire Voice on Thursday, the 28th of March. I'm Leslie O'Connor.
And I'm Thea Robinson. Coming up on today's show, we speak to residents affected by the Baildon landslip as 2 homes are condemned for demolition.
We find out why people have been wearing hats for a serious cause.
And it's International Women in Music Day, so we'll be enjoying some tunes from Fabian and Cameron Gilson at the end of the show.
But first, 2 houses. But first, 2 houses have been embarked by demolition after a landslip in the West Yorkshire town of Baildon. The incident in early February led to closure of a nearby railway lines and travel disruption for commuters. But the Network Rail has announced 2 homes next to the railway must be demolished as they are structurally unsafe.
We sent our reporter Mark McEwen to Baildon to speak to worried residents affected by the landslip.
As a result of the sudden landslip in Baildon in early February, it has been announced by Network Rail that 2 of the most severely affected houses will be demolished. The 2 families who lived in the properties for 15 and 38 years respectively have been evacuated. But the repercussions of this landslip has affected residents on both sides of the railway cutting.
The main problem with the landslip was initially when it first happened. They were working 24 hours, 7 days a week. Heavy machinery directly outside the back of our bedroom, even with a blackout curtain. We had to get an extra blackout blind to be able to have enough darkness to be able to go to sleep. You can see from there, the house directly across there, that they've actually taken it back well down to the footings of the house, and that's one of the houses that's now set for demolition. They said that they're keeping everybody informed. We've had 1 piece of paper through. They've not kept us informed. They've not told us what's going on. We had to actually physically complain to get any information out of them. But myself and the neighbours are directly affected.
The train line between Bradford Forster Square and Ilkley has been closed since early February and will remain closed until June. A statement from Network Rail said, "We are continuing to liaise with local residents impacted by this landslip and with various partner agencies to reinstate the train service as soon as we can, while maintaining a safe working environment." Reporting for Yorkshire Voice, I'm Mark McEwen.
Now, you may be wondering why we're both wearing hats. Well, I can tell you, it's because people across the country are wearing flat caps, top hats, beanies, boaters, and all to raise awareness and funds to help fund a cure of brain tumour.
Around 16,000 people are diagnosed with a brain tumor in the UK every year, and there are estimated to be over 60,000 people living with the condition. Our reporter Phil Towers spoke to Sarah Cardwell, who described how she felt when she was first diagnosed.
Shocked. I just felt really shocked. It was just a lot to process, really. And the fact that then he sort of said, "We'll get you in for surgery tomorrow," it just, I realised the seriousness of the situation. And then had to tell my parents, because I hadn't mentioned anything to them, because I was trying to sort of think, well, I'll tell them when there's something to tell them. Then had to explain to the kids in a way they understood. It was a difficult time.
If you imagine, that when people get that diagnosis, it's devastating. And if we can provide sort of peer support walks, peer support groups, one-to-one support. Sometimes we provide financial assistance, financial grants. So these things it's kind of helping people at their most vulnerable moments. There will be people attending today who have been affected by brain tumours who may not know that we exist. And hopefully by the end of the day, we've made some new connections and then they've got a place to turn. Even though we're like a small charity, we can have quite a big impact because we can support some like research projects just when they're in the initial concept stage. And we can fund it so that they can prove the concept and then attract much sort of bigger funders further down the line. So it's nice to think that even though we are regional, that we can have such an impact on research.
I'd say if anyone has a headache that lasts over 24 hours, don't let a doctor say to you it could be hormonal. Say that you want further tests. If I'd thought about it at the time, I would have pushed for having some sort of further tests to see why I had those headaches. Particularly when I combined it with other things later on. I think it's important for people to know sort of the symptoms to look out for, really. So I'd say sort of bad headaches that are lasting, that painkillers aren't touching, whatever that is, you get it checked out. Eyesight problems, yeah, get it checked out. If it wasn't for that optician, who knows how long I would have waited, and yeah. But I kind of count myself as one of the lucky ones, really. It could have been a lot worse, considering it was a brain tumour. So yeah, it's had its effects, but yeah, I'm here.
Mental illness costs NHS England over £300 billion a year, nearly double the budget the organisation has to cover service costs.
There's been 40% increase in the cost of mental illness services. Staff at the Black Health Initiative charity in the Chapeltown area of Leeds say there's been a huge increase in the numbers of people seeking support since the lockdown. I'm here at Black Health Initiative and I'm joined with
Tasha Brown, Managing Director.
And Laura Pusey, Operational Manager.
The government is saying that they're spending over £300 million a year on mental health. How do you feel about that?
I think at the moment we're living in a crisis, a mental health crisis, and there are so many people up and down the country who are suffering from the impacts of mental health. COVID really highlighted the importance of having good mental health and the impact of obviously well-being on people's health. There isn't enough awareness, there isn't enough education when it comes to what is mental health, how does it impact people, what are the symptoms, how do you deal with mental health? And I feel that there isn't enough intervention work. It feels like you go from zero to a crisis, and it's usually at the crisis stage are you then supported. But there are some disparities and definitely some health inequalities when we look at mental health. So Black males in particular, 4 times more likely to be detained and sectioned under the Mental Health Act at the moment. So yeah, more needs to be done when we look at mental health.
Thank you. And they say we've got good mental health and bad mental health. How do you feel about that?
I would say that it's on a scale. So you have your positive mental health days, which may be that your, clarity of mind, happiness, contentment within, a sense of balance. And then maybe on another day, maybe an hour later, morning and afternoon, it can change just like that. With regards to social experiences, things that happen, we can find ourselves feeling anxious, depressed, frustrated.
No, thank you so much, ladies. And yes, back to you in the studio. Thank you so much. We're here at Black Health Initiative, and back to you, Yorkshire Voice. Yeah, and that was me attending Black Health Initiative earlier on today. Our next story is broken laptops, old mobiles, iPads and broken wires. On an average, we have 30 items of unwanted electrical per household, according to market research.
Our reporter, Jane Gregory, went to find out what we can do with it.
880 million unused electrical items have been estimated to be in our homes. I went to find out how they can be put to good use.
Basically, we refurbish the old tech. It's either it's from smartphone to computers, And even recently, we started doing some TV. And after that, repurpose those things and give it to asylum seeker and refugee. And the reason there's so many people, and I heard a lot of stories. And when they arrived in the country, the police took their phone because they think about find any lead of information about a smuggler or something like this. They take their smartphone and never come back. Or those people, they have no English, they don't know how to trace and get their stuff back, to have a smartphone to tell their family they're safe. I came through a horrible journey, and my family, they want to know what happened to me. And I said, oh yeah, I know, understand that some people said, oh yeah, just can't go to any phone or to use a friend. And said, I'm safe, and that is. But most people come to this country, they speak literally zero English. And they need this smartphone, especially a smartphone, to just use at least Google Translate to communicate with other people. The second thing is to learn English, and also everything on YouTube or English classes things, they are online. When I see a smartphone, it's not going to be the latest iPhone 15 or newer Samsungs. They are literally 10 years old phone. We accept donation from everyone, from individual to mega corporation things. Most of the stuff we got it for individual. That is a good thing.
Thanks for that insightful report, Jane. A charity based in Leeds is calling on help from businesses and individuals so they can provide sanitary products for those who need them.
Yes, it's called Freedom for Girls, and it's an organisation that's helping provide products for women who are struggling with the cost of living crisis.
Well, Freedom for Girls is actually a charity. We're a period poverty charity, and I started the project in 2015. I found that 65% of girls and women didn't have access to safe period protection. I started the project in Kenya in 2017. I found a colleague of mine called me up and said, hi, Tina, I know that you're doing the project in Kenya, but do you realise, this is in 2017, do you realise that I have 3 or 4 girls here who are missing school every month because either they daren't ask their mums for period products because they don't have enough money. And one girl, actually, because of education, she didn't even know she was having a period, and she had a period for 2 years. So in 2020, there was an EU derivative. So basically, all schools can get access to period products, free period products in schools. There's only a 40% uptake there, so it needs to be an opt-out, not an opt-in. So every school should get it.
Today marks International Women in Music Day. The day celebrates and appreciates female artists.
We are joined by Fabian, who is a music student in Leeds and an R&B singer and songwriter.
Hello.
So, how did you get into this?
I've been doing it since little. Started off doing acting, singing, did some dancing, and then moved to do musical theatre, and I was like, it's not for me. I enjoyed it whilst I did it, but then I got more into songwriting, and I just did my own stuff, really.
Okay. Who's your inspiration?
I'd say people from the 2000s, the 90s of R&B, just because it's what I've grown up around, and my dad's always been playing it in the background, so you kind of get engulfed with it.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part about making R&B music?
The soul within it. I'd say with old school R&B especially, like the new R&B is great, don't get me wrong, but it hasn't got the same soul as the old school stuff. So I want to kind of bring that back.
Okay.
How important do you think it is to celebrate women artists?
100, very important. I think that we need more people within the industry, producers especially, because there's not many female producers out there. It's a very male-dominated, even within the music industry, role-wise, it's a very male-dominated industry. So the more we can push, the better it'll be.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about the song you're about to sing for us.
So the song that I've got is called Don't Be Dumb. Clues in the title, Don't Be Dumb. And it is about if a guy's speaking to a girl and she thinks that she's the only girl that he's chatting to, well, I'm here to tell you that's probably not the case. So God, don't be dumb.
Valuable lesson.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Now for some sport, and the international break for football has come to an end and marks the return of domestic football, with Leeds United returning to action this Friday.
And here's our sports correspondent, Alistair Lawland.
The international break is finally over, which means Leeds are back in action this weekend and are hoping for a good result on this Good Friday as they travel down south to face Watford tomorrow night. Leeds are looking to hold on to the top spot as they are ahead by 1 goal difference over their title rivals Leicester City, who sit in second place with a game in hand. Watford are currently struggling in 12th with 1 win in their last 5 championship matches and have sacked 11 managers since 2020, the most of any English club and of Watford's history. Leeds come into this, however, as favourites and the stronger side, as they're unbeaten in their last 5 matches. According to manager Daniel Farke, Daniel Roberts and Strujic have been ruled out of the clash tomorrow, and Willie Gnonto is a possible maybe to feature for the Whites tomorrow evening. This has been Alistair Lawler, Yorkshire Voice.
Thanks, Alistair. So much going on this holiday weekend. I'm not planning on a getaway, but I know plenty of people are.
Indeed, there's a lot going on this weekend, a lot happening. I'm not going out nowhere either, but I know we've got Bethany Turner in the studio who's going to tell us all about the travel chaos.
Well, that's right, Thea and Leslie. The Easter weekend begins tomorrow with Good Friday, with lots of people travelling for holidays, seeing friends and family. For trains, Northerners have advised people across the region to check before you travel this Easter bank holiday, as scheduled engineering work means there may be disruption to its services. Trains will still be running on Easter Sunday and the 2 bank holidays, but some routes have reduced services and a small number are closed completely. On the roads, the RAC warned journeys on popular routes could take twice as long as usual, as the bank holiday weekend leads into a 2-week holiday for many schools. And at least 3 major airports have said the coming days will be the busiest ever Easter weekend. And the Aviation Authority are encouraging passengers to ensure their passport is valid for at least 3 months or more. But there is a lot going on in Yorkshire for Easter this weekend. Houghton Lodge in Rotherham have a Peter Rabbit-inspired walk, complete with a fun fair and an Easter bonnet parade. In Skipton, there are giant bunnies throughout the town centre for their Easter Bunny Trail. And not forgetting the annual duck race at Hebden Bridge, where the winners could win travel vouchers and cash prizes. And if you do fancy a trip to the coast, Whitby Abbey have their very own Easter Adventure Quest, where you can have to hunt the grounds for clues to track down the eggs. Whatever you decide to do this Easter, have fun. And if you are going to travel, don't forget to check with the travel operators for any disruptions.
Thank you so much, Bethany, for our Easter travel. So now we're going to talk about the weather. Weather didn't start. It started really well today, but it ended with some rain.
Let's see if we can look forward to some great weather this weekend. Ben Webster has got the forecast for us. Ben?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we've had a bit of a mix of sun, wind and rain, especially wind today. But here's how the rest of your Easter weekend is looking. So for Leeds, for the rest of the evening, there's going to be heavier rain coming in, a small bit of sun before it sets, but it's going to be staying around 8 degrees. On Friday, it's going to be 13 degrees. Sunny start to the day, but cloud coming in the late morning and staying around with a chance of rain in the afternoon. On Saturday, 13 degrees again, with a cold but sunny start. And again, clouds coming in late morning and staying throughout the day, which then carry into Sunday. Again, 13 degrees. Cloud will be carrying all the way through the day. There's not going to be much coming into the sky. Then Bank Holiday Monday, unfortunately, it's going to get colder, 11 degrees and overcast all day. For Bradford this evening, there's going to be highs of around 10 degrees with light rain from 6 p.m. But then on Friday, 12 degrees, sunny, but changing into cloudy again. Then Saturday, again, starting off sunny, but changing into cloud, 12 degrees again. Sunday, 13 degrees. Cloudy again with a little bit of sun. Then on Bank Holiday Monday, 10 degrees and overcast all day. So it seems we're still waiting for some real proof that spring is here, other than these beautiful blooms that we're seeing. But despite that, it's still dry enough over the weekend to enjoy a walk out in the countryside. Just make sure you wrap up warm before you head out. There's very little to look forward to, but I'm sure we'll manage over this lovely little holiday weekend that we have.
Thanks, Ben, for that great overview of the weather. Well, as we've already mentioned, today is International Women in Music Day. It is held on the 28th of March every year to honor and acknowledge the invaluable contributions of women in the music industry.
And for this special day, we have got a fantastic treat for you all. Our international reporter, Xiao, who is from China, is going to sing a traditional China love song.
Take it away, Xiao.
Thank you. 到家里呀，玫瑰的精油沉滴在她刚才牵过我的手，横冲直撞，我的心像一颗躲避球，谁都爱停在手里多久。学问道理教科书都有，恋爱上签到底哪里求？如果有教授，我一定要努力修。丘比特呀，快为我加油！多想带着雷达到他梦里仔细调查，爱的真卡还有没有副卡？也想拿起扫把在他心底洗洗刷刷，不专心的念头。
Whoa, thank you so much, Xiao. That was
amazing.
Fantastic. And we spoke to Fabia earlier.
She is now going to perform an original song for us, accompanied by Cameron Gilson, who will be playing the keyboard.
Hiya, I am Fabienne Clark, and you can find me on socials at FABIENNE and Clark with an E. This is my song, Don't Be Dumb. Yeah, we talk on the phone till 6 in the morning, feeding me sweet nothings, 'cause you know I love it. You make me feel at home, safe and surrounded by your tender love. You got me right where you want. Wait on your call, now I'm sick of waiting, catching my breath, lost in my frustration. Thought it was you and me, guess I called you bluff. Think I've had enough. Don't be dumb and think you're the only one. Don't be dumb and only hear what you want. Don't be dumb. I was too blind to see what was in front of me. I got swept off my feet so easily, felt like a movie coming back down to earth. I realize you say it twice to me, to she, to her, to every other girl in the world. Wait on your call, now I'm sick of waiting, catching my breath, lost in my frustration. Thought it was you and me, guess I called you bluff. Think I've had enough. Don't be dumb and think you're the only one. Don't be dumb and only hear what you want. Don't be dumb. I said don't be. I said don't be. I said don't be dumb. I said don't be. I said don't be. I said don't be dumb and sing you are the only one. Don't be dumb. And only hear what you want. Don't be dumb.
Wow, that was absolutely amazing.
That was amazing.
I definitely heard the soul she was talking about.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank
that was
you.
Lovely.
So, well, that's all we have time for today. And we're a bit sad because this is our last show produced by our team of trainees from the Center of Journalism.
Yeah, we've really enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm really sad. I'm really upset. But thank you so much for watching the Yorkshire Voice. We'll be back with a fresh set of faces, bringing you all the latest news. Thank you so much, everyone.
To stay up to date with Yorkshire.
Make sure to follow us on social media.
On YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
From Belden
to Wetherby. From Leeds
to Bradford.
We'll see you again soon.
So thanks again.
From Yorkshire Voice.